Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are you there? I need to see you on cameras.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Subbu here.
Hi, Subbu. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
I think now everyone is in. Okay, good. We normally expect everyone to join 5 minutes earlier. Okay, so good. Can I see all of you on cameras, please? All on cameras. Yes, we have to be very interactive. We have to be on the camera. You have to be present. You have to be in the moment. If you're not on your camera, to me, you are either in the washroom or in the kitchen or doing something different. Yogesh, Jyoti, and K. Who's K now? Should be. I should have guessed it by now.
Avinash.
Okay. Why the camera's taking time to come on? Okay. Yeah, so I can see now Yogesh. Avinash is still there. Avinash. Is it Avinash or Anivash or something? There was Avinash. There was something.
Avinish.
Avinish. Okay. Okay, Avinish. I've always thought it was Avinash, but when I saw the spelling was different. Yeah. Okay. Jyoti also, please come on camera. Jyoti may be in a situation where she can't come in camera. Her father's in the hospital. So she is in a little tension, but she said that she will join in. So Jyoti, in whatever state you are and you're there, welcome and wishing your father a speedy recovery and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you excited to start with this journey of 6 months towards your goals? Say, I want you to raise your hands and I want to see your excitement. I want to see your energy. Come on, unmute yourself and tell me how energetic are you to reach your goals. Yeah, I want to hear your voice.
Yes.
Hear your voice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very excited.
In the chat box, I want your energy level 1 if it is low and 10 if it is absolutely high. So I want immediately in the chat box. Let me see what the chat box is saying. Let me see what the chat box is saying. Chat box is saying. Okay. So Yogesh says 10. I've only seen 1 so far. Where are the other people? Where are their energies? Where are they? You have to be very quick on your. Vijay Shinde says 10. You have to be very quick on your keyboard. You have to be quick on the keyboard. Subramaniam says 10. Subramaniam is Arun. Is that right? Isn't it, Arun?
At home they call me Arun. In office they call me Subbu.
Subbu.
Hello.
So we'll call you Subbu. Okay.
Subbu should be good.
Yes, feel comfortable. We will make sure that you feel as comfortable in your office as here, or here as in your office. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great. So now I can see. So Avinash, can you please solve this mystery? Is your name Avinash or Avinish or what?
Avinish.
Sorry?
Avinish.
Avinish. Okay, Avinish. So please remember that. Okay, so I see everyone on camera now. Thank you very much. There's also goes time for a photograph. Bindu, please take a screenshot. But I want to see the screenshot with some happy faces. Happy faces. Are you not happy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, before we start with anything, we need some introductions. So I want each one of you, one by one, because we are not many people, so I'm not sending you to breakout rooms. We'll do it here. And I'll today how we are going to run this program. This session today is basically an orientation session. It is here to tell you how this course is going to unfold for you, answer any queries, any anxieties, any curiosity that you may have, and so that you have 1 week to prepare mentally, physically, and all that. And then next Sunday, we are there full throttle, full throttle. Okay, so this is the warming up. You're starting your engine, warming up the engine. It's a cold season, so you know it takes time for the car to warm up. Okay, you also know when you get married, you go on a honeymoon. So this is 1 week of honeymoon. Then you're going to get used to each other. You're going to get used to the system. You're going to get used to your in-laws. That this is the way life is going to be. So 6 months we have to visualize how the journey will unfold. We will see what is your role, what is my role, and how we are going to come together in this journey and where are we going to reach. So once that is clear, you also have 1 week to sort out your appointments, your timings, make sure that you can spare your time, because there will be commitments. All of you are working people. None of you are on a holiday or a sabbatical. So normal work will continue. How you will find time, how you give priority to your life, future life. How much time will you be able to take out from the non-essentials of your present life? You will not disturb your normal life. You will not disturb your normal job. You will continue to do very well there. In fact, I would like to see that as we go along, your normal life in your normal work in your office also gradually starts improving. And people in your company should be able to see that change. They'll see that there's a change happening there, right? So with that preamble, let's start with the introduction. So I'll go on what I can see on my screen. So Vijay Shinde is first on my screen. So Vijay, what we want to do, tell us your name. Tell us a little bit about, so please you can even write down this. I want to know where you are from. What is the organization you're working in? A little bit about your role in that organization, what you're doing, and where you're heading to. What are you expecting? At the end of 6 months, where do you want to be? In your life, where you want to be? A little bit about your future, that what is your plan like? And then I want to know your challenges. Little bit about your family also in between. And if you want to add something of your personal life in terms of hobbies, you play golf or you are a photographer or whatever, let us know that, because it's good to know each other while you're going to work together, right? So, Bindu, can you please make a note of those? And if anyone is not remembering anything, you can just remind them. So we'll once again say this: your name, your location, where are you now working or staying, what is your role or your designation in your present environment. So a little bit about your present work environment. Then you are going to tell us how you are planning to go ahead in the 6 months and what is your future planning. Where are you heading to? What is your ambition? Little bit about your family and your personal goals and ambitions. And then lastly, your challenges. What are you expecting from this program? What are your challenges? What do you want to achieve? So I want that specifically, and I'm going to be making notes as we go along, because that is going to define, or that is going to help me and help all of us, because it's going to be a very collective effort, let me tell you. I did one-to-one coachings, but I realized that this group coachings have a lot of more advantage. One, that, sorry, a few of you share my time, so the cost comes down. One-to-one coaching becomes very expensive. Second, it is also that you will only, there'll be interaction only between you and me. Now you will also learn from each other. You're all from different backgrounds, but there's one thing common. All of you are wanting to become better leaders than what you are today. That is a common thread between all of you. So you are going to be helping each other in this journey, because all of you want to do the same thing. The essence is the same. So let's start. Yes, Vijay, start from you.
Yeah. So good morning, sir, and good morning to all my colleagues. My name is Vijay Shinde. I am from Pune. I currently work in John Deere India Private Limited. That's my current organization, and my role over here is manager, supply management, cost management, and supply management compliance processes. I'm married with a daughter, 10-year-old, married for 11 years now. About my challenges, I'm in John Deere for last 16 years, and before that I worked for 3 years at Mahindra. I have been working for a profitability improvement drive for last 5 years, and with the current last 2-3 years inflation pressure in the market, especially on the raw material side, the profitability has taken a toll. So my biggest challenge at this point in time in my current role is to devise a strategy and help my team, my organization to come out of this with something which is not attempted earlier, especially value engineering, we call it resourcing, localization, and other things have been done. And on a personal front, because of this challenging environment and the less opportunities available for cost management, I have been experiencing a work-life imbalance. So I wanted to strike that balance. That's my two challenge, one personal, one professional. Uh, and the expectation on where I want to see in 6 months from now is really having things in control, especially in terms of able to devise a strategy, drive my team, and what I mean by team is drive my entire organization towards this profitability initiative. Right now, it is more or less, confined to a little less number of people. Upskill myself for motivating them and be a better leader, as Sushil sir mentioned. So that's my hobbies are I love cycling and visiting nature and trekking. So those are some of the hobbies I have. Did I miss anything, sir? Or
No, thank you. No, you covered everything. Thank you very much. Let's go to sorry.
Personal goal.
No, he said so. I think I've got that wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Next is Subbu.
Thank you.
Hey, hello, Brigadier Sir, Bindu ma'am, and everyone on the call, Vijay, Yogesh. I think I missed someone. I'm not seeing. Okay, yeah, Avinash, sorry, and Jyoti. First of all, Jyoti, I really please accept our best wishes for. I think Jyoti's father was in hospital, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, and we really wish he comes out. Very quick, super quick recovery for him. I'm sure he'll be okay soon. And thank you, Jyoti, for joining. Also, taking the time in this tense time also. And for everybody else, again, a warm welcome to all of you. And thank you, sir, for having us into this training, which I'm sure all of us are looking forward to. I'll quickly introduce myself. I am Subramanian, also known as Subbu usually, or generally in my office and friends. I come from Bangalore, basically from Tamil Nadu, but I've spent most of my professional life in Bangalore for close to 20 years. So I could call myself a Bangalorean almost now. I also have a bit of touch with Maharashtra, I think because I see most of the guys are from Maharashtra, I believe. At least a couple of guys, Yogesh and Vijay, from the names I could guess. So I did my engineering from KIT College of Engineering, Kolhapur. So probably that connects me to there. So so that's a bit about my personal thing. The reason I got into this this sort of training, or I contacted Brigadier Sir, is when I came across advertisement, or a sort of someone shared a post in LinkedIn where I was actually looking for something like a people management and project management sort of training, because okay, let me start from that. So I work as a technical architect in Entity Limited, and I'm almost I mean, I was an individual contributor throughout my life, over close to 19 years in IT. And right now I'm being positioned, or I've been sounded out for a managerial role. So I'm almost doing it for the past month or so. And it's almost 75% of the managerial role, but it will be soon transitioned to 100%, where I'll be expected to do project management and people management. The reason for me being here is mostly for the people management part, because I think for the project management has to be a sort of a dedicated IT sort of training. So I think that's something I can take it for later. But for now, I think my people management skills have been called upon in my organization. So I thought that was the urgent or immediate ask, and that is the reason I'm here to see how best I can quickly start up on optimizing my skills, making a difference to the team, in the sense of they should feel they should not feel that there is something lacking in their manager, so that it doesn't affect their work. And I'm also able to help the organization and make a difference, to be recognized. And in probably 6 months or 1 year from now, whatever, that's a decent time frame, I think, that I could make a difference, start making a difference. And so that is my expectations. And I am married. On the personal front, I'm married for close to 10 years. I have 2 sons, aged 7 and 9.5. And my hobbies, I like to play cricket and badminton, anything which is physical, but I'm not have been able to catch up on it for quite some time, close to 3-4 months, because of work and all this COVID sort of things. But I do plan to start on them. So yeah, so that's probably something I've missed. If you can let me know. Otherwise, I think that was my stories till now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yogesh.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Yogesh, and basically, I'm from Mumbai, born and brought up in Mumbai. I work for an organization called Kuvera. Kuvera is a brand, and name of the company is Arebook Advisory Services Private Limited. I'm into basically it's a startup. It's a wealth management platform. I'm into startups for last 6 years, and prior to that, I worked in HDFC Bank close to 11 years. So overall, it is like close to about 17 odd years in the financial services. What I do currently is basically I lead the operations and customer excellence team at Kuvera, and I'm into leadership role for last 4 to 5 years. When it comes to on a personal front, like I'm married, I have a kid of 7.5 years. Basically, he's a son, and he's obviously studying. On the challenges side, I want to basically the visionary thinking is one part. Then building consistency is the second one. The third one is basically I want to build the future leaders, right, from my team. And the last one is the command over the language. When it comes to personal front, basically the goal is not only for personal, it's basically a fitness on the professional as well as personal front. And maybe 5 years down the line or 3 years down the line, I would like to see myself at a CXO level. That's from my side.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's quite clear. Avanish.
Good morning to all of you. Myself, Avnispati Tripathi. I am working in the Mess Textile Limited as accounts manager. I belong from UP Gonda district, and I'm working in Bhiwani, Haryana. I want to learn here about self-confidence, team management, and time management.
Okay. Your personal front?
I'm married. I 7-year-olds, and
Okay. Okay. Now, before I go to Jyoti, I'm reminded of a joke. Are you okay with a joke? You all want to listen to a joke?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, because when Avanish said,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
married, so I remembered of a joke when I'm also married. Okay. So there were these 4 gentlemen who got into an old first class bogie. You remember there used to be in the first class in a train, there used to be bogie with 4 seats. So these 4 gentlemen got into this train, and the train started moving and nobody was talking. Everyone was quiet. Then one person, he said, yeah, listen, excuse me, this journey is going to be very boring if everyone is going to keep quiet. So can we start a conversation? And the best way is, can we introduce ourselves? So he says, I'll start. I'm a brigadier from the army. I'm married. So that's where the joke comes from. I'm married. I've got 3 sons. They're all engineers. So they went to the second chap. He says, what a coincidence. I'm also a brigadier from the army. I'm also married. I also have 3 sons, but they're all doctors. So went to the third one. He said, oh my God, I didn't know it could be such a coincidence that I'm also a brigadier from the army. I'm also married. I also have 3 sons, but they're all businessmen. Went to the fourth one. So he says, can you leave me out of this introduction? So he says, but why we all introduced ourselves? Why don't you introduce yourself? He's nahi, rehne do. Well, but what's the problem, yaar? We all introduced ourselves. Now we insist, we want you to be introducing yourself. He says, look here, if you're insisting, I know you'll be embarrassed if I give you my introduction. So why should we be embarrassed with your introduction? He says, well, if you're insisting, listen to me. I'm not a brigadier from the army. I'm not married, but I have 3 sons. They are brigadiers in the army. Okay. Vijay didn't get the joke, I think, or he got it late. Okay, right. So Jyoti, now, if you can come on the camera for a while so that everyone can see you, it'll be great. If you can't, then please, share. There she is. Good. Take a picture, Bindu. Yeah. Yeah, Jyoti, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I am working as a software engineer in JP Morgan. And my personal and my professional goals are, my personal goal is related to fitness, to become more, to become more healthy and more available for my family. That's my personal goal. Due to work, I'm not able to give them enough time, and my professional goal is to become a TL in coming 1.5 years. The challenges that I'm facing currently are time management. One. Second is to prioritize what is more important and how much time would it take to complete it. My hobbies are reading and cycling and trekking. That's pretty much it from my side.
Okay, something about your family you were saying?
Sorry, sir, your voice.
Your family.
Yeah, I am yet not married. I am just 25 and focused on my career. So in my family, there are 4 members right now. My mom, dad, me and my elder sister. Sorry, younger sister. I'm sorry.
Okay, right. Okay, you said your aim is to become a TA. Did you say that TA?
TL.
TA or team lead, that means.
Team lead. Yeah.
Okay. In how much time? 1.5 years. 1 to 1.5. You were dragging it. Why can't you say 1 year?
Yeah. 1 to.
So you lack self-confidence now. Instead of saying 1 year, you say 1 year and make it, and you achieve it in 1.5 years. It's okay. You say 1.5, you'll achieve it in 2 years. You aim for the sky, you may reach the treetops. So start saying confidently to yourself that I will be a team lead in 1 year. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to manifest it. You have to manifest. अगर आप खुद को नहीं समझ रहे हो, आप खुद को अपने आप को इतना भरोसा नहीं दे रहे हो, तो you are not going to be there. It's not a wish. People go to the mandir and say, "Hey, Bhagwan." अरे भगवान कुछ नहीं करेगा. भगवान also says God helps those who help themselves.
Correct.
And God also says specific stuff. You go and say, "Hey God, please make me rich. Please give me some more money." He said, "I'm already giving you 20,000 rupees. Yeah. What are you doing with that? You're not using it properly." You have to say, "God, 20,000 rupees is not even good for my makeup and cosmetics. I want at least 1 lakh." You have to be specific. God also says, "Yaar, batao na kitna chahiye." So मांगना तो आना चाहिए. You should know how to ask for. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen. So now let me start with the program. So it's good that we've known each other. We are today in the end going to also make buddies. And I've already told each one of you that there will be a buddy system. We call them accountability partners. And there's going to be some responsibility you're going to have for each other. But in this small group, and I told you, I'm looking at a batch of 5 to 8 people, and we've got 5. There are 1 or 2 more people who may still come in because they're still on that fence. Kare ke na kare, kare ke na kare. So there is a difference between people who take a decision. I think one of the people here, if I remember correctly, was Vijay Shinde. Another was Yogesh. Yogesh at least took an overnight to sign up and pay. But Vijay Shinde signed on the spot. While we were still in the meeting, he had already paid up. That is when your action. And there's a difference between people who think and people who act. There are at least 10 people in my list who are very keen to take the program. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then, sir, let me think. And they're still thinking. And for the next 6 years, they'll be thinking. So there's a difference between people who think and people who act. There is a difference between people who want and who are committed. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants happiness. But how many are committed to it? How many are prepared to work for it? There are 2 words, and I want you to write them down somewhere. Okay. Today, I hope you have something to write down on, and then I'll ask you to transfer them to your folder, which comes later. So one is what it takes. I will do what it takes to be there. I will be a team lead in 1 year, come what may. So these 2 pairs of 3 words, come what may and what it takes. I am prepared to do what it takes to become a team lead. Every day in the morning, you have to tell yourself, I am prepared. I will do everything possible. But when your excuses become bigger than your goals, when your excuses become bigger than your goals, you will start failing. So you have to decide, whether your goals are bigger or your excuses are bigger. 95% people in this world don't reach their goals because they don't know what they want. They are not clear about it. They are not committed about it. So I'm going to be doing everything I can, whatever it takes, I'm going to do to make sure that now that you have joined this program, I want to see you in 6 months reaching. Each one of you is going to decide your goals, set them properly, which I'll tell you how to do. Then you will have a one-to-one session with me, where we'll freeze. And then each one of you will be responsible not only for your own goals, but you will be helping other 4 people in the group to achieve their goals as well. How many of you think this is exciting? And let me give you a guarantee right now, guarantee that if you continue with this course the way I tell you, and you do your assignments, you take active part, you work on it, there is no way that you will not reach your goals. I am there to make sure it happens. Doesn't happen in 6 months, it will happen in 7 months. I'll give you an extra month without charging anything. I am there to make sure that you achieve your goals. I'm not here to sell my time for 6 months. I'm very determined. My excitement in life comes when people say, you changed my life. Even if I changed a bit of your life, maybe even 5%, but I contributed to betterment of your life. That is my aim in life. So I'm determined about it. And having had a 1-hour conversation with each one of you, let me tell you, each one of you is capable of being there. I know it. Whether you know it or not is a question. Many of you have that self-doubt. I'm going to make sure you remove that self-doubt. I'm going to make sure that each one of us helps the other person also to remove that self-doubt. We have potential. We have hidden potential and we are not using it. So I want everyone to use 100% of your inner potential. Right? So now I'm going to share my screen and we'll go through a little presentation where I've just made sure that we go through things where I don't miss anything. So firstly, welcome to all of you aboard this wonderful program. I also have told you, and I'm telling you again, this is my first batch of this particular program. Now, I've been teaching leadership, I've been teaching time management, I've been teaching goal setting and all types of programs related to leadership and team building, whether I've done workshops on decision making. I did for a bank in Muscat. It's called the Bank Muscat, like our State Bank of India, it's the national bank. So Bank Muscat, for their senior leadership, I just did a program on decision making because their CEO said that my senior people, they come back to me for every decision. Why don't they take decisions on their own? But this is the first time I have targeted mid-career professionals who either are facing or are likely to face leadership challenges in their career. And I'm so determined because I felt, you know, there are some people, 1 or 2 of my very good friends, they said, sir, this program doesn't go very well with you. I said, why? He said, sir, you should be dealing with CEOs, not with mid-career professionals. I said, no, I'm very clear. This is an area where there are more people stuck. You know, when we sent this ad, there are 3,000 people who have clicked on my ad and seen the 1 hour, that 25 minutes video, which shows that there is in the market that requirement. They have not joined the program for various reasons, primarily when people feel that the cost is too high. And they never understand it is an investment, it is not an expense. And depends on what value you see and what value do you accord to your personal growth. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is that any leader, the first quality of a leader is you have to have knowledge. You have to be subject expert. You can't be leading a team where people know more than you. They will know more than you also. But you have to have an overall view. If you if you lack substance, if you lack knowledge, you will never be a good leader. If you have 100% all qualities, but if you don't have knowledge. And a leader is a learner for life. A leader keeps learning every moment of his life. A leader is open-minded. He is open to learning. He is open to new ideas. He is open to new facts of life. I am 71. I never attended even one training program in IT. But in 1994, I bought a computer when people told me, why do you want to spend? There were 40,000 rupees that desktop was costing me. Black and white monitor, dot matrix printer, it used to do. Okay. And all that bulky thing. And there was no Windows that time. So we used to be working in DOS and all that. Right. I picked up all this when nobody in the army was doing it, just because I wanted to acquire an extra knowledge. Today, people in my circles know me for my tech savviness. At 71, none of my course-mates, none of my batchmates, they dare to do what all I've been doing in technical. And still, I feel there's a lot more to learn. My children tell me I know nothing about technology. I agree with them. Okay. So here I'm going to do a little exercise with you. Are you all prepared to do an exercise? Hello, are you all prepared to do an exercise?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Before I come to that exercise, I want to tell you a little story. There is some background noise. So if you are in a noisy place, you can just mute your mics. Okay, right. So this scholar, a professor, he went to a Zen master. Now, Zen master, what is Zen master? In Chinese, they have a system of a learning system where they have, like we have our sadhus, mahatmas, gurus. So they have these Zen masters who are very knowledgeable, very wise, and people go to them, they travel miles to them to get knowledge from them. So one professor, he went to a Zen master and said, Zen master, I want to learn from you. So when they started a conversation, he would hardly let the Zen master speak, and he would tell him how, as a professor, he knows this and he knows that and he knows that. So then the Zen master, what he did, he said, okay, let's have a cup of tea together. He didn't answer anything. He just kept listening to him. Then he said, before we continue further, let's have a cup of tea. So when the tea came, the Zen master was pouring tea for his student. And he kept pouring the tea, the cup filled up, he kept pouring it, the cup started overflowing into the saucer. He still kept pouring it, it went from the saucer to the table, from the table it fell on the floor, and it also fell on the professor's laps. He said, Professor Zen master, what are you doing? Can't you see the cup is overfilled, it is spilling? He says, that's what you are doing also right now. Your life is like this cup. Where can I pour anything in you? Where can I teach you anything? You already know so much. So please go back home, empty your teacup, and come to me when there's some space. Only then can I teach you. Because whatever I teach you now will overflow and spill out. There's no space for you to absorb. So I want all of you to please stand up. Please stand up. I want to see on your cameras. Let me see. Yeah, I want everyone standing up. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, okay. So, yes, so I can see everyone standing up. Yes. Jyoti, even if we can't see you, please stand up.
Yeah, I
And
am. Yeah.
imagine that you're holding. Please close your eyes and hold in your hand an imaginary cup like this. Okay. imaginary cup. And now I want you to tilt it. Yeah, good. I can see Yogesh tilting. I can see Avanish, your cup is tilted. Okay. Yeah. Tilt your cup and imagine that the contents of this cup are spilling on the floor. Please make it upright again. Bring it back. It is almost empty, but some content is still sticking on to the cup. So please take your finger and clean the cup with your finger so that whatever is the residual is also getting scrapped. Again, turn it and empty it out. Shake it up. Throw the cup on the ground and crush it with your feet. You have now emptied your teacup. What I want you to understand is, please sit down. Whatever you know, please in this program, be more open to listening. Whatever you know is fine. Keep your eyes and ears open to what new are you going to learn. Also, even if you know something, look at the perspectives. Sometimes you may find the perspectives will change. Whatever I tell you, whatever your comrades tell you, you will be able to absorb that. You'll be able to absorb that, right? And then I want you to be making a lot of notes. And the notes are, you'll filter it. Whatever you already know, what you're already doing, again, it validates. The learning from there is also, okay, this I'm doing okay. If everyone is saying that you should manage your time like this, I'm already doing it. So good, I'm doing good. Let me continue with that. Let me strengthen my goodness. What is good, I'm going to keep strengthening it. What is not good, I'm going to strengthen it further. So that has to be the attitude in this program, right? Now, I'll quickly go through what this program is all about. Firstly, I will cover the schedule. I will tell you the modalities of how we are going to go about it, how you are going to take this 1 week in preparing for it, both mentally and physically. This program is going to be very interactive, very interactive. In this, you're going to be talking a lot. It's a safe learning environment. Nobody's assessing you. You're not being written your appraisals here. Feel free, be like a child who's learning. Be vulnerable. If you're making a mistake, don't be scared. Don't worry about what people will say when you say something. You got a silly doubt coming in your mind. Let's have that silly doubt. You may think it's silly, but we may all learn from it. We will be evolving this program. So I've also told you individually that this program has a structure, but I don't know what the 5 of you really need. That's why I've got this first thing I want to know is very, very clearly what are your challenges. Now, based on what level you're already reached, where you want to go, I will be evolving. So this structure is like a handrail. It guides me towards that, but it is not a handcuff. Not because I've written certain things, I have to cover them. For every session, I've got lots of material. I will pick up that one which suits you. And you will keep telling me. You will keep telling me, sir, this is what I don't need. Sir, ye aata hai humko. Ye batao, sir, ye nahi pata hai. Whatever you want, your curiosity should come up. And you'll keep asking questions. You'll keep asking questions, not only in the class, not only on Sundays, any day of the week, any time of the day, please put it up in the WhatsApp group. That WhatsApp group is your action lab. That is where all the action takes place. Any thought that comes to your mind, put it there. There are going to be 6 people working on that, 7 people. Bindu, myself, and the 5 of you. We are 7 people here. So our brains will keep tickling. We'll keep giving you answers. You ask a question now, you may get the answer tomorrow. So it's not a phone call. It is not that you and I have to be free at the same time to make a conversation. So this is called a delayed conversation or delayed response conversation, right? Any questions you have, please, for today, keep writing them down. Wherever there's a chance, I'll allow you to come in also. But I want today all your questions answered so that this week you go clearly in preparation. Even then some question comes up later, put it in the WhatsApp group. Now, one is you'll get accountability partners. Now, because we have 5 people, there'll be 3 in one group and 2 in one group. Okay. So Jyoti will certainly be in the one where there'll be 3 people because of her condition and because of whatever. So she will be, so the rest of you will be into 2 and 2, and one of you will have Jyoti in it. Okay. The group which doesn't have Jyoti, I'm going to put Bindu in that group. So Bindu can also be a sounding board for you. You can also take her into confidence and discuss with her, right? So at the moment, I want to take a little break here and decide the accountability partners just now, right? So I want to know from you, who are the, just raise your hand and say, I want to be an accountability partner with so-and-so. Anyone? Okay, if no, I'm giving you a suggestion and tell me if it's okay with you. Vijay Shinde and Yogesh with Jyoti. Okay. Yeah. So Vijay Shinde, Yogesh and Jyoti, team A, and Subbu, Avanish and Bindu, team B. Okay. Now you are going to be accountability partners, right? I'm going to be tomorrow or day after tomorrow giving you a pledge. Be prepared. Read it out to yourselves. Sign it. I'll give it to you in a Word document. Sign it and give it back to us. Okay. And that accountability pledge will be that I hereby promise to be accountable for the success of Avanish and Bindu. So that is what Subbu will write and sign. And they will also sign, which means that you are taking the accountability for the success of the other 2 people in your group. The accountability partners will also be responsible that, let's imagine for some reason, one person in the group is not able to attend a session. Some emergency, some not feeling well, whatever, something can happen on a Sunday morning that you're not able to attend. Then the accountability partner will be responsible for giving a brief of what happened in the session. We'll give you a recording. Recordings will not be available normally, but only when you have missed it for a very particular reason. Only then will I give you the recording. Because recordings people never see. Notes is better. Because if you didn't find 1 hour now to attend, where will you find 1 hour to listen to the recording? It doesn't happen. So they get accumulated. So I don't want. I've got hundreds of recordings. I don't think I'll ever see them in my life. Okay. And sometimes it's even difficult to locate. When I want a particular recording, I don't know where to locate it. Because to manage so many recordings also becomes a problem. So I do record, but I keep deleting them after some time because I know that I'll never listen to them again. So I'd recorded all your thing. Only now the 5 of you, your recordings are with me. The rest of them who didn't join the program, deleted. They have no meaning with me. But here, because your recordings are there, I'm going to listen to them, each one of them again, and jot down points. Whatever you had said that time, I want to see, am I missing out on something? Is there some deeper challenge that you have, which you probably didn't even say, but I'll be able to make out from that conversation when we replay it. Okay, so that's about recordings. So are we clear about the accountability partners? Any questions on that? Anyone, any issues with this? I don't want to be accountability partner with so-and-so. I don't like his face. I like that chap's face better. Anything like that? Okay, good. So thank you. So accountability partners are confirmed. Bindu, you can put that in the WhatsApp group for, we'll call it Action Lab only. Now we won't call it a WhatsApp group. So you can put this in the Action Lab as a record. Otherwise, everyone will remember it. Even I remember them, right? Let's get back to our screen. So here we were. Okay. You'll have to mutually support each other. You'll also have to push each other. And what is push? Push is persist until success happens. Persist. Why haven't you done it? You know, so you're supposed to do an assignment. You will have to check up from your partner. Have you done your assignment? I have done it. Or you say, have you done your assignment? He says, I've done it. Have you done it? Okay, let's talk about it. What have you done in your assignment? So you have to be knowing what the other person is doing. There has to be mutual support. Give them yours. Frankly, I think this is not what we learned in the class. What you have written is at a tangent. Okay, now this is the type of feedback you'll give to each other. You're not pulling anyone down. You're giving them feedback is with the intention of improving the other person genuinely. That is what we have to be very, very careful about. Okay, so this is our action lab. You know why I have this action lab, and I'm very, very fond of this. I feel that just listening to a class and making notes never takes you to that action. Improvement can be 10-20%. If you want to improve that from 10-20 to 60-70 to 80 to even 100, then you have to start taking action. And action can only happen when you start practicing, when you start doing what you learn. Knowledge, success doesn't come from what you learn. It comes from what you do with what you learn. So in this action lab, we want active participation. We want updates, which means, let's say you've done assignment number 1. I done assignment number 1. I found it very interesting. I found something very good on Google. Give the link there. Let other people also know and say, oh, I love this interaction, or I love this example. I love this video. Okay. I also want you to get into a habit. If you have watched a video, write down 3 or 4 bullet points of what you learned from that video, then to just watch it and leave it there. Every time you read a video or you read an article or you read a book, I want you to write some bullet points, which should be something, what did I learn from it? What can I apply in my life? If you learn something which is not applicable to you, leave it. Let that remain in your background, in your memory. But what you need to do is, what do I take from this as a actionable point? Okay. Wherever you need, you say, guys, I have done this. Anyone who can help me with an idea, anyone who can do something more, whatever. So you can have your questions, your suggestions, your ideas. Okay. My support system. Now this is going to be like this. This complete WhatsApp group is a support system. It supports everyone. It supports a mutual support system that everyone is going to support each other. Every day, Bindu is going to put an affirmation in the morning. I'm going to explain this affirmation right now. There will be an affirmation which will be a statement, which will be written there. What you have to do is, on the WhatsApp, you have to press the record button and you have to read out that. You have to read out that affirmation. So the first day, when it starts with tomorrow morning, I will give you an example. I will read it out and then you will record it. And I want you to listen to the other 4 people's recordings. All this will take less than 3 minutes because every affirmation will take you about 10 to 15, maybe maximum 20 seconds to read it. And if you listen to 4 more, not more than 1.5, 2 minutes, max 3 minutes. So this will be done by 8 a.m. Bindu, are you in a position to put it up before 8 a.m. every day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 8 a.m. is the time. And by 9 o'clock, preferably, and if it gets late, it's okay. Sometimes you're not able to, you may be commuting or something. But as soon as you can, after 8 o'clock, make it a habit to go and do that affirmation, because you've said that affirmation in the morning over a period of 6 months, which will be about 180 days. You will have a very strong self-belief coming out of just this one action of affirmations. What are affirmations? You can take it as an assignment, although I've not written it in the assignments. This will be your, you can Google and see positive affirmations. What do they do? What do they mean? How do they help you in life? Okay. And then I want this WhatsApp group, this action lab to be professional. This is not the place where you send forwards. No forwards. If you have found a very good quote, please tell me how does it relate to you in your life. If you put up a quote, you say, this is what I am doing about it. I want applicability. Otherwise, there are hundreds. WhatsApp has become a university of its own type. I don't want that to be coming in here. I don't want good mornings. I don't want no good mornings. No good mornings, no nothing. Yes, if there is somebody's birthday, and do we have dates of births? If not, please put your date of birth there. Bindu will keep a record, and we will certainly celebrate people's birthdays every time. So birthdays you can wish in the WhatsApp group. You can also wish occasions like Diwali and this and that, New Year's and whatever. But please keep it to minimum. Don't do all those, some days which I've never heard of come up only on WhatsApp. Okay. So let's keep it professional. Let's go to the next thing. Now, this is going to be something very interesting. And this is a great experiment that I am doing for the first time. So firstly, let me tell you, and I think all of you have seen it in my session with you individually. You all know that I have been having this book called Set It, Get It. And this has been a book where people used to write down their goals. I have gone and got it beautifully modified to make it more interesting. So we are going to have a gaming book. Instead of calling it the workbook, we are going to call it the gaming book. I was going to have this friend of mine, he's in USA, an Indian, who's gamification expert. And he has gamified this book for me. It is still, it's still not 100% ready. So I'm not giving it to you today. You'll probably get it in 2 to 3 days time. Maybe maximum by Wednesday, you'll have the book with you. I'll tell you what to do with it. But right now, I want to tell you that this is going to be a personal leadership Gita. When people say, normally the term used is, this will be a leadership Bible. So yes, with all due respect to the Bible, I also want to say, let's make it our Gita, which means that this will be your way of life. Whatever you are going to learn and whatever is applicable to you in your life, whatever you think a good leadership should be, really speaking, after the 6 months, you can convert this into your own book. You can print a book. You will be ready with material for your book. So what you're going to do is, everything that you know will be recorded in this gaming book. It will ensure engagement. You will love it. You will give yourself rewards like you do in a video game. But it is not an electronic game. It is going to be on paper. You're going to take a printout, put it in a folder, and then add a lot of blank pages to it. You will reward yourself whenever you complete an assignment and when you achieve some particular milestone. There'll be power-ups. Power-ups are the ones when you get an achievement, like if you've played games like Mario and all, you get a mushroom or you get something like, so power-ups are there. You're all going to be buying a binder. I've already sent you the details in my detailed email. I hope you have seen that. So you're going to take out a color printout of this 29-page, 30-page workbook, because this needs to be in color. It'll lose its charm if it is black and white, right? So please take out a color printout, get it punched, and put them in your folder. Also take a few blank pages and at least 20 of them to begin with, and also get them punched and put them there, because you will keep adding these blank pages, and whatever is not required, you can keep removing them. Supposing you've taken some rough notes, then you convert them into fair notes and remove the rough notes and throw them away, right? There'll be specific pages. So you will take a blank page and mark them aha moments. That is when something happens that you say, oh my God, this is what I wanted. This is what is very relevant to me. Parking. Let's say we are doing a session on goal management, and there's some question that comes up on time management. So you will write it in parking. When we come to time management, you will not forget it. Power words. You know, when I'm talking something and you find there's a power word, like I said, commitment, and you write, yes, commitment. I have to be committed. So that becomes your power word. And then you go a little deeper, go to Google, find out what does commitment really mean? Are you really committed? And so on. I say energy. You say, yes, energy is very important. So you'll write it down. So these are your power words. One more, which I have not added here, please add it, is references. While I'm talking, I'll say, you must see this video by Simon Sinek. So you'll quickly make a note of it. I'll give you links, otherwise you can find out. So these are the places that you will find references of various things, right? Any questions so far on the gaming book? Or rather, let me finish it. So most of you should have seen this, and please confirm with a raise of hand that did you read the detailed email that I sent about 3 days, 4 days back? Bindu sent rather. Just say yes in your chat box if you have read it. Yes, just write yes. So Yogesh said yes. Who else? Or if you have not read it, say no. So I know that you have not read it. Otherwise, we won't know who's yes and who's no. Quickly.
Sushil,
I want
sir,
to answer. Yeah.
Sushil sir, I checked Team BSP emails. I haven't received it, so I requested Bindu to kindly send me.
Yesterday I put it in the WhatsApp group also at night.
Okay, so I will check the WhatsApp group, sir. I'll
Please,
do it today. I have
you
not
should
read
have checked it by now. Although whatever is there in that, I'm repeating it, but I will still insist that all of you, if you have not received the email, you tell Bindu, she'll send it to you again, because it is sent to everyone on the email that you have sent. Okay, Subbu has seen it but doesn't remember about the binder printout. Very importantly, there's a link there. No, it is not a one-page printout. It's a 29, 30 pages printout. Okay. Right. So coming back to here is what the binder looks like. So this I've taken from Google. Of course, this is a set of 4, but you need only 1. So whether you buy it from the market or you buy it from Amazon, if you want to buy from Amazon, I've given the link in your letter. So this is what the folder will be like. It has to be an A4 size folder. Whether it's of plastic or cardboard and all, that is up to you. You can take a choice. It should be capable of taking at least 50 to, actually you should have a binder which should take about 100 pages, because you will have, you can keep adding even after a year, 2 years on that. This is what it looks from inside. So what is important is this clip that you can see. Why we want this clip is for you to insert pages in wherever you want. If you do spiral binding or something, then it becomes rigid. So this is what it looks from inside. Then there is a clip which can open. You put the pages there and then you lock it up. Okay, so this is what you have to do within this week. By next Sunday, your printout of the gaming book, your blank pages, all should be ready and set. Now the logistics. Achha, before I come to logistics, just a second. Any questions on this? Oh, okay. Just a minute. I also want you to have a look at it. And let me share my screen again, and I will go to, no. Just give me a second. Here it is. Okay. Now I stop sharing and then I go to, yes, here it is. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is what this book will look like, right? Let me see if I can get one page at a time. Okay, I'll keep scrolling, doesn't matter. So, see now, this is how it's going to be. Believe in yourself. Okay, so that's just a point to sort of excite you. Then, now these are the rules. So he says this workbook is gamified. And what happens here, I want to read out this. Feel the thrill of playing the game of your life while turning your goals into a series of quests and missions that you go on to accomplish. Feel the adrenaline of how goal seeking can bring you the thrill to achieve with valor. Earn success points as you progress through the journey and keep a count on them. Now there's a spelling mistake there. All these mistakes are being rectified by Anirudh, who has done this. And because he was to travel to Washington today, he couldn't do it. So you will get this by Wednesday, duly corrected. These will help you quantify the progress. Okay. Unlock achievements that give bonus success points. These are significant milestones you have reached while seeking your goal. To win this game, in the end of the 6 months, you should earn minimum 3,000 points, minimum. Okay. Now, how will you earn these points? Now, this is intelligence about goal setting. Okay. So you will be called a commander. So all of you are going to be called a commander. I told him to change into commando, but if it doesn't happen, we'll see whether he is able to change or not. If he's not, we'll call you commanders. If he's able to change, we'll call you commandos. So each one of you will be addressed as, from now onwards, as Commander Subbu, Commander Jyoti. You know, that's what we're going to say. So Eva is going to be your AI assistant. This is Eva and all that. So now you are going to write down your vision, your goal, your mission, your skills, and your resources. We'll cover this in goal setting. When we cover it, you would have learned it in the class. Then you go and fill it up and you will get 100 success points when you have done this. So you will go and in pen write down 100 achieved there. Okay. Similarly, you'll go on. These are all your instructions. And then when you've done completed this page, you'll get another 50 success points. Now, there's a little bit of theory. What are goals? How do you set them? And then now it says, what's your big picture? I've told him to make it into 6 instead of 3 because we got a 6 months thing. So you write down where can you be in the next 6 months? So this will become 6 in the new one. And then when you do that, you would have by then completed 10% of the complete thing. If you reach the stage. Agar yahan tak sab kar liya, which means you have written your vision mission, you have written your 6 months targets, and you have read all what is written above, then you reach 10%. Now, the moment you reach this 10%, you've got achievement and you got some bonus points. So now you give yourself bonus points and so on. So this is the way it will proceed. So you will have something to read, something to learn from there, and then something to write. Okay. And as you keep going, every place you get 50 success points here and all that. This is primarily for the section on goal setting, right? But it'll also apply to the complete program. So what we have done there is, I'm going to take you towards the end. Okay. Here you're going to write your monthly goals. Now, because this book is going to be done for various batches. So here you will write down for you, the month 1 will be March because we are starting on 27th of February. So we are almost in the end of February when we start. So your first month is March, second month is April, May, June, July, and August. And we will finish by the end of August, right? Okay. Now these, you would have learned this in the class. So that means I know whether you are paying attention or not. So you will have to pick up the blanks from what I cover in the class, right? And so on. Now this is going to be a time check, which basically we use in time management, but here also because it's relevant to goals, you'll understand what it is here. And then you'll use your time check here and work out your hourly worth here. Now it is the why of your goals. So goal number 1, goal number 2, goal number 3. You'll take 3 most important goals and work out the why part of it. Then you will have your commitments. And this is the commitment you're going to sign a pledge that I am committed to take 100% personal responsibility to achieve my goals by the last calendar day of each month. I promise to update my achievement statements through email to Brigadier Bhasin with copy to my accountability partner, latest by 3rd of the following month and all that. So then you're going to sign up here, right? Once you have done that, you now got 200 success points. Now these are the stages, power stages. So when we finish the first stage of goal management, you're going to give yourself points. How many? I'll tell you. Because all stages will have different points. Stage 2, inner discovery, when you're finished, you'll do it here. Stage 3, you'll do it here and all that. So total success points and 100% would have finished here if you have been able to complete the entire thing. How many of you think looks exciting? Nobody of you could have ever seen such a thing before, have you? And anyone seen a gamified game book like this? It's absolutely a new concept, a new style. Jyoti, where have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. You asked who is excited, so I raised the hand.
Oh, very good. You're excited. I'm so happy. So guys, there's only one girl here amongst the students. Of course, Bindu is also there. But she's the only one who's excited. Why men are not excited? Men don't find this exciting enough? Okay, right. So any questions or we move forward?
So I have a question. So I'm probably getting confused. So I was thinking we have to take a printout of this particular thing, or is it a printout of the binder, or is it the same? Sure.
No. You have to take out a printout of these 30 pages that I just showed you.
And punch it and put
colored. You'll punch them and put them in that folder. And along with that, you'll also put 30 blank pages. In those 30 blank pages, you will mark with your own pen with good heading on top. One page you will say parking. One page you will say reference points. One page you will say aha moments and all that. So that is where you will keep recording those things for your knowledge, for your own thing. Okay. Now, according to your requirement, if you have any more requirement, you will put on your notes, my gems, my highlights, whatever you want to do, so that there is a categorization and you know what is available where. Okay. I'll also give you an idea. Let me just take a minute and see if I can locate them. Just 1 second. When you go to the market to buy them, these are called separators. Okay. And they are also available when you buy from the binder, you'll also probably get these. So these stand out here, and in this particular, gap, you see this gap? You can put in a slip and say what it is. So you can also use these as separators to be able to locate a page like a marker. Okay, like this, Sorry. You know, like you can catch hold of the blue one and then you can get to that page straight away. So when you buy this folder from a stationery shop, see that you can also buy separators like this. Subbu, clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's proceed further. Okay. So now the logistics. Weekly sessions, Sunday, 60 to 90 minutes. What time we have to decide now? So today I've given you a time of my own. but I want to see some time which all of you are convenient with. And I, of course, prefer this time. Why? Because then you can, then the rest of the Sunday you can give to your family, you have to go out somewhere. So in the morning, you can finish off with that. If you take any time in the evening, you may have gone out, you may not be able to come back on time and things like that. So what do you all say?
Well, good,
I
sir.
think morning would be good.
My suggestion and my convenience is 11 to 12:30.
Okay.
So that well in time before lunch, you are finished.
I have a suggestion if everybody is okay. I think 9 to 10:30 is also good. I mean, in case not others don't have a problem. The reason is I think we can finish off and then the rest of the days for us.
So I only catered for some people like me who work late at night, get up late in the morning. So 11 is a little comfortable, but I don't mind doing it at not 9, but 10 is okay with me. So if you want, we can do 10 to 11:30, max 12.
we can have
10 to 11:30. I am with Yogesh. 10 to 11:30. It sounds good.
So shall we go ahead with 10 to 11:30?
Yes.
No problem.
But on your calendar,
Yes.
please mark. So I'll tell you exactly how it will happen. Normally, my session will be timed for about an hour, but some sessions are longer than that. So after that, I will give you some time to ask questions. And then when the question answer session starts, if somebody has no question and you are in a hurry to go, you can leave. Those who have questions can carry on staying. The only thing is that if you leave, you may miss out on learning from other people's questions. But then that you can then ask your accountability partner to tell you what were the other questions covered. So block your time from 10 to 12, but normally we will finish by 11:30. Is that understood?
yes.
And is it okay with
Yes,
everyone?
clear.
Anyone
Yes, sir.
having a problem with 10 to 11:30? Or rather 10 to 12? So mentally block 10 to 12. Okay. I haven't heard any no, so can I take it for sure that, can all of you put it in the chat box? Just say yes so that it gets confirmed that everyone is okay with the timing. And we are saying 10 to 11:30. So just say yes. Yes. So Yogesh has said yes. Subbu has said yes. Avanish has said yes. 3 yeses so far.
Yeah. So Sushil sir, I have some issue with my chat box not opening up. I'm also yes. Vijay, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Vijay is also yes. Jyoti is also yes. Okay. Bindu has no options. Anna Bindu? By the way, Bindu didn't introduce herself.
Everyone
Bindu.
knows me, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you can still do a little introduction, Bindu.
Yeah, myself Bindu. I'm based in Bangalore. I work with Brigadier Sushi sir, and we work together during the week. I've been with Brigadier Sushi sir for 3 months now.
No, more than that. I thought you've been with me for ages. So Bindu is a great pillar of strength for me, and nothing that I do can work without her. So she's a very important part of my team. Okay. We also have Rajvi in our team who looks after our social media, but Bindu is the main business development manager and takes care of most of my stuff. Okay. So now comes to assignments. So every time, including now, at the end of this, I'll give you assignments for the first week. So Monday to Saturday, OTW means own time work, which means you can do it anytime you want. And it will require 6 to 10 hours per week. Now, this is minimum, it's not maximum. It depends on how much you want to go into Google, search things, know a little more about, ask questions. It all depends on you. But you should be prepared to invest about 6 to 10 hours every week which means roughly 1.5, 2 hours every day. Okay, which I think should be easy. This you can do in the morning, at night, while commuting, whatever. Because there will be a lot of videos to be watched, so you can do it while you're in the car. You may not see the video, but most of them audios are more important. Then all these assignments will generally be either to watch videos or read articles or do a Google search on a particular subject. I'll give you a question and you have to come with answers based on your research. And then I will also give you reference material as we go along, which you can refer to whenever you want to. Right? Any questions on this part, on the schedule, on the flow? Anyone? So I go ahead, assuming there are no questions. So this is the flow, you all know it. So we have got 6 stages we are going to go through. So next week we are starting with goal management. Goal management will primarily be done in 2 parts. I'll cover some of it in the end after the 6th stage. That means we'll end up with goal management again. In this part, which I'm going to tell you now, will be the basics of goal management. Coming to your 6 months goals. We'll take most probably 2 sessions. So 27th February and the next one, whatever, 6th, 7th February, whatever it will be, 6th February, I think. That will be your goal management. It will cover in, I think we won't take more than 2 sessions on that. And then I will do one-to-one sessions with you to make sure that your goals are frozen. In the end, I will talk to you on goal setting in COVID times, goal setting in current times, where you will be setting goals for the next 1 year. So in August, you will probably set up your goals for the next 12 months. Okay. And that is where you will then take on yourself. I will not be available to you. Of course, once in a while, if you have any questions, I can answer, but I'll not be dedicatedly available to you. Okay. Otherwise, I'm available to you lifelong, that I can tell you. Okay. So these are the 6 stages. I think all of you know them. I'm just going to cover very, very briefly. One is we are going to be flexible. We may change sequences. I may find that somewhere, and I do think that somewhere I'm going to bring in person of influence in between also. So there may be 1 or 2 sessions where I want to talk about confidence and all that, which may come in the middle before military leadership, and also some type of flexibility will be there. I also want you to, as you go along, some thoughts come to you, keep putting them in the action lab. What more do you want? Like, for example, there's no financial planning. And somebody said, a leader must know how to, or individually you should know your financial planning. So I feel that that comes more in business coaching, not in leadership coaching. But still, we are covering it in the goal setting. We have got 1 complete page on setting your financial goals. So we are going to cover somewhere there. But like any other subject like this, which you feel is missed out, you can tell us and we'll see where to fit it in. There'll be 3 one-to-one sessions for sure, and there can be a few more. And that is that one we will cover immediately after you have set your goals, so that because every one of you individually has goals, I'm going to cover them with you one-to-one. That in your environment, what do you want to do? The second is questions and doubts. So, the second will be after 3rd month, and the last one will be after you finish the goal setting of the 1 year after the program. In between, if I find somebody is needing a little more help, or you have a question and I think that can be best answered in a one-to-one session, depending on my time with no commitments, I will try and accommodate you and give you a one-to-one session for 10, 15, 20 minutes as and when required. So that's a bonus. Questions and doubts, please keep putting them in your action lab and I'll keep answering them there. Now, just giving you a brief of the 6 stages. So goal setting. I'm going to make sure, and my aim is that at the end of the 6 months, you reach this red tape. What is this red tape is you are going to decide where you want to reach in 6 months. So once this red tape is decided, then we will go towards it. And this is what I want to see you after 6 months, crossing the red tape, right? Here we'll cover a growth mindset. My point is, the first thing you have to do is, it's not about achieving goals. It is about being the person who wants to achieve the goals. You have to prepare yourself mentally that I want to achieve my goals. Why do I want to achieve my goals? That thing has to become very compelling from inside. Then we are going to cover why set goals. We're going to cover what stops us from achieving our goals. Then I'm going to give you the complete process. And then you're going to cover your 6 months goals. And then at the end, I told you we're going to do follow-up for the next year. The second session is going to be very interesting, very, very interesting and very important. And I'm sure each one of you are going to get a little surprised about the power of this stage. You're going to ask yourself, by the end of this session, you'll know yourself better. Who am I? Where am I? Where am I going? Why am I going there? What will I get when I reach there? These are the questions we are going to ask each other, right? Then it'll be self-awareness. You will become aware of your personality. You will become aware of your strengths and your areas of development. Okay. You will be doing a personal profiling. Now that's an extra cost, but I'm paying for that, in the sense that that is included in the cost of the program. I'm going to get an expert. She's Nanda Dave. She's my guru in that. I'm also a certified administrator and a certified analyst in extended disk, but I don't practice it so much. So I still use her expertise. So we'll give you a test. You will have to go through this profile test. Then she will come and explain your profiles to you, and you will be absolutely amazed by knowing things about you which you didn't know yourself. Here you'll also know the power of your mind, and then we will do future of self. Okay, future self rather, not future of self, future self. That's an exercise where you will set your goals for future. This is time management. In time management, I'm going to be talking a lot about time consciousness. Okay, where I don't think about time, it is always there in my mind. It becomes my second nature. It is there in my DNA. Why leaders need to master their self-management. We're going to cover that, how important it is. People who are not able to manage their time for themselves and for their teams prove to be lacking in the overall quality of leadership, even if their other strengths are very strong. Decision making when it comes to time, that do you take timely decisions? Then there's something called Time Creators Code, which you would have never heard. That's my own creation. And I'm going to be talking about my 5 elements of time management. What are these 5 elements of time management? Here they are. One is hourly worth, roti, compounding of time, surfing the time wave, and entrepreneurship of time. You will understand these when we come to them. The next one is military leadership. Now, this is again going to be very important. Here, I'm going to cover the principles of war, the 10 qualities that all military leaders have, which are relevant to corporate life. The influence matrix. You must have, it was there in my masterclass. We'll go into details of the 4 qualities that every soldier must have, 4 things that a leader must do just before he assumes charge, and 4 areas of understanding your team very well. Officer-like qualities. In the army, we have officer-like qualities. I will refine them and tell them about how many of those officer-like qualities are required in a leader, so we'll call them leader-like qualities. Leading in the VUCA world. Now, how do you become a great leader in this world of uncertainty? I hope you all know what is VUCA. It's volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We'll do some case studies of some great leaders, how they faced their challenges, how they sorted them out. Then we'll talk about military leadership applied in the corporate world. And you will also learn something very important, and that is your own behavior and conduct, defining your code of honor. Team building, we are going to see what is a team, its definition, why teams are important, power of a team, leveraging team's collective potential, and elements of a good team. Here, also, you know, in all these stages, whatever are your questions, we'll build up more. These are just the basics. This is the last stage, person of influence, where we are going to talk about your communication skills, your confidence building, managing the little voice, that communication you have with you yourself, control over your emotions, the iceberg theory, and becoming a leader of influence and authority. So these are the 6 stages we are going through. Now, few bonuses. So I've already told you about the gamified reflective journal. We are now calling it the game book. The game book. 3 one-to-one coachings, I've already told you. You'll get a certificate in the end for whatever it is worth. People love that certificate. There are many people who have put my certificate on their LinkedIn profiles because they do think it carries a weight. A lot of people whom I've coached have taken these certificates in their interviews and they say that they found it useful. A psychometric personal profiling test I just told you about. As we go along, there will be some tools and templates, checklists and cheat sheets, which I'll keep giving you. Extension training is beyond the scope of this course. For example, now, this is what I want to tell you. You want to do something which is not a part of this course, but it is required only for you. Okay, for example, you want to be really good in your spoken English. Now, I can't cover spoken English in this. So I will recommend you some courses, some free, some paid, which you can take up in your own time, which is only applicable to you. So anything that you need and is not a part of the course, I will tell you how to do it, although we'll be covering it in some area, but I may not be going to that depth that you want. I want all of you to trust this process, have patience. Sometimes people get in a hurry, they want to learn everything now. It's something like when you enter school in class 1, you can't know what is in class 10. It takes time to reach there. Similarly, by the time you reach the 6th stage, sometimes people lose patience, say, sir, wo jaldi batao na. To wo jaldi nahi bata sakte hain because everything has a process. Okay, and these are your assignments. Now I will explain these assignments and they will also be coming to you in the action lab. So first thing, now please listen to me carefully, right? And you can even take a screenshot, but more importantly, this is going to come in your, immediately after this call, I will put it myself in the action lab and the links will be there. So it'll be easy for you to. The first thing here I'm talking about is a 30 minutes, 31 minutes precisely, 31 minutes, 35 seconds. This is a video, but it's only audio. It's on YouTube, but it's only audio. Now, this is by Earl Nightingale, The Stranger's Secret. I want you to listen to this with your headphones, with no distraction. Find that half an hour when your family, your phone calls, your TV, nothing can disturb you. And when you're looking at, listening to this, have a piece of paper, pencil. If you really, really want to get the best out of this, once listen to it with your eyes closed and just absorb what he's saying. Second time, again, listen to it and now make your notes. You will find some beautiful things he's saying there. Write them down. Say, this is what is applicable to me. And let me tell you, boys and girls, this is a very strong video. Many of you may find that this video is the first assignment I'm giving you, which you can do even today evening. You can do it tomorrow. It will change the way you think about yourself. It will change you instantly. Tonight, you will sleep with more thoughts coming into your mind and you'll have some clarity about where you're going. This is a very, very important video. Very important video. Okay. So I can't emphasize enough. I listened to it many times. I have listened to it at least 40 times by now. Whenever you're feeling a little low, you just switch on this video. Sometimes when I'm working on something which doesn't require too much of concentration, this audio is playing in the background on my computer while I'm doing something else. So that subconsciously it keeps getting into my mind. Then I want you to come prepared next time with purpose of your life. You have to ask yourself a lot of these questions. What is the purpose of my life? What am I living this life for? What am I on this planet for? You have to ask yourself that question. And there are two videos which are my own videos which I've given you. One is the one I spoke earlier about 2 years back on MS Talks. But the latest one is where I spoke on a TEDx talk on 11th of December, just about 2 months back. And both these are there, 18 minutes videos, so total of 36 minutes viewing time. Again, write down your notes. Everything that you do in an assignment, you must write down in your notes. That's very important. Goal setting, there are some, actually there are about 30-40 goal setting videos even on my YouTube channel. But you can see others also. I've only given you 2-3. The rest you can search in Google and find out more. You can also do Google search for more on goal setting because that's going to be our next session. Okay. So I have finished here. Sorry, let me see if there was another thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a thank you there. Okay. So I finished the session for today. These assignments will be there. I want you to now open up and say any questions, any anxiety, any curiosity, anything that's coming in your mind, anything you want to know more. How many of you are feeling that this is a program that is going to take you where you want to? How many of you got that confidence today that yes, this is a program which will give me exactly what I was looking for? Yeah, thank you for it. Subbu, I don't see your hand, but you can raise your electronic hand if you're not on video. Jyoti, are you finding that this program will take you where you want to be?
Yes.
So Subbu's left. Subbu, I haven't heard from you.
Yes, sir. I'm there. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it sounds good.
I don't know about Bindu, but Bindu will be incidentally learning, and maybe she'll also pick up some things in her life without paying for it. So she's the only one who gets it as a free bonus. Okay, because she's going to be investing extra time. So she's going to be getting paid for her time in quality. Okay, great. So any questions? I'm open to questions. Otherwise, we have finished for today. Yeah,
Sushil,
yeah,
sir, I have.
Yeah, go ahead, Vijay.
So Sushil, sir, I have one question, and this is about with your military experience. If we can have some of those insights getting added from our every conversation, like how to motivate the teams and other. I see the sequence, but at this point in time, I just wanted to have maybe your opinion about having some nuggets from your military experience and those things as we go.
You will get plenty of them. Like today, I tell you, it was not planned. If that joke came to my mind about the 3 brigadiers, you will find that those, I think I told you 1 or 2 more stories also today. They'll keep coming. I will be talking about, because every time I'm giving you some examples, it happens in my mind, and a lot of people in all my corporate programs, I do that. And people say, sir, how do you remember so many stories? I said, no, I don't remember. They come to you because there's a reference there. So I will be telling you a lot. You'll hear a lot of my experiences, not only in the army, but also in the corporate, where whether we work with so many companies, including John Deere. I worked with John Deere also. Wherever something will come to my mind, I will relate to you that how it was applied in the corporate world and how it worked there or how it didn't work there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Why I wrote this
that was
book,
the only point.
why I wrote this book on time management is only because Every time a corporate came to me and I used to tell them, first of all, I found that the HR heads in most companies, 90% or more companies didn't even know what they wanted. Sir, team building kara do. मैं कहा team building में क्या चाहिए? Sir, बस team building करा दो. Oh yeah, team building में क्या? What are the areas that you really want me to focus on? So only if people know each other, they get bonded and all. They used to be so vague. Then I said, okay, tell me, how's your decision making in your team? Sir, horrible, sir. तो मैं कहा बोलते क्यों नहीं? You're not saying that I want my team to be more, I want them to be efficient in decision making. Okay, what about problem solving? What about communication skills? What about trust? Then they say, हाँ sir, ये तो चाहिए. नहीं, trust तो है sir, trust तो है. बहुत लोग को trust है. But they would soon discover that they don't even have trust, which they think they have. So my point is, sometimes we didn't know. So every time then I gave them a form. I designed a form and I used to say, इसमें लिख दो कि तुम्हारा decision making क्या level का है, communication क्या level का है, because you won't even think of these things which I'm asking you. And then I found that majority of the people would, if I asked them for 3 things that I need to cover in that program, time management would always be one of them. And I said, why are people wanting to learn time management at the age of 40 years? Why didn't they learn it earlier? Because I learned it very early in life. So then I wrote this book, Time Management. I started even then, started writing my little thoughts that used to come to me, that how I learned it so long ago and why people in the army or why people in the corporate are not doing so well. So let me end up with a story here again now. Subbu, you'll see this is what happens when we were doing a course called Junior Command Course. So in the army, there's a system. In the army, there's a course to prepare you for the next position, which no corporates do. Hardly, very, very few corporates do that. You become a senior manager from a manager, and when you sit in the senior manager's role, you start learning the role of senior manager. Nobody prepared you for the promotion from manager to senior manager. Is that right or wrong?
Right.
That's right.
Right. But the army does that. Army says, "Pehle junior command course kar lo. As a captain, then you are fit to become a major." Then there's a senior command course. Before you take over as a battalion commander, you have to do that course. You have to learn how to be a senior commander before you become one. So we were doing this junior command course, 200 odd students. And we used to have some outdoor exercises. These outdoor exercises used to start early in the morning. You had to get up. Now in those days, the army was not very modern. So we just had in the College of Combat in Mao, which is now called the Army War College, there used to be just 2-3 buses, and rest were all 3 tons, horrible bloody vehicles with not very good shock absorbers. And they would, they would modify that truck with some seats, ad hoc seats, and they were called modified buses, right? With some really ladder on top. So the tailboard used to open, then the ladder used to open, like in the aircraft. So, and then you would go up and then it will fold back and all that. Now the race used to be who can get into the bus. So we used to go, if the buses had to start at 7:30, we used to be told, be here by 6:30. और 1 घंटा वहां फॉलन होगा, लोग आ रहे हैं आस्ता आस्ता, फिर वो there would be like a roll call, then reports will be given, then you'll say, okay, now board into bus number 1, but board into bus number 2, then the buses will start. There's one captain who was a duty officer. He came a day earlier. He says, tomorrow morning, we are going for this exercise. And I will tell you what we are doing. There'll be no fallen. There'll be no roll call. You're all seniors. I hope you will be there. I want that the vehicles will leave here at 7:00 0700 hours. And 0700 hours is that. It is not 0701. If you come at 0701 and the vehicles have marched off, then you can come on your scooters. Very few people had cars those days. Then you can come on your scooter to, and you would give a place with a grid reference. Come to milestone 7.3 on road Mau, Ghandanwala, whatever the name was. And you will find a signpost which will tell you where to go on the hill where the exercise is taking place. Okay. People said, sir, I can't hear you. He said, you will hear me if you keep quiet. And people heard him then. Everyone became quiet. He said, okay, I'm just repeating. If you didn't hear, there'll be no fallen. There'll be no report. Come and get straight into any vehicle that you find, which also gave people a chance that now I can get the bus without waiting for my lottery. Ki aaj bus ka aayega ke truck ka number aayega. Get into your buses, 7 o'clock, the buses are going to march off. So obviously they're going to march off one behind the other. So by the time the first vehicle marches off at 7, the last one may be there at 7:05 or 7:10. And maybe you'll keep, even at 7:10, you may catch a running bus. But if you don't reach there, roll call wahi hogi jaake dekh lenge kitne log nahi aaye, because the army has a way, if you didn't come, they'll take, you'll be, there'll be disciplinary action taken against you, or why you're not present. Being absent from military duty is a big offense. And there are big punishments for that. So people are responsible enough. I'll tell you, about 10 people or so came late, and they came on their scooters. Uske baad kabhi koi late nahi hua. That was the last time. Now I was doing a program for a company, and a very big company. I won't name it because some of you may, I don't want to give examples of, but a very big IT company. Something of the variety of, I won't name that company, but something like Capgemini and all that, that level of a company, and an IT company. So in Mumbai, I went to their office. I met their business head who was wanting to take his team, and the team had to go to Lonavala. Right? So I said, what time do you start? So he says, sir, we have told them to come at 7. So hopefully by 7:30, we'll be able to start. So I said, if the leader feels you're already giving it in as a leader, that I can tell, when I tell them 7, they can even come at 7:30. I want you to establish your leadership that when I say 7, it is 7. Because everything that you tell people, people will say that there's a cushion to it. Because you're making people used to that 7 can mean 7:30. So tomorrow you tell them I've got a target of the 31st March, they will think, okay, 15th April is also okay. So why don't you build a culture in your company? So then I gave him this example and I said, supposing now you give a message that the vehicles will take off at 7 o'clock from the company location in Vikhroli. And Vikhroli, there's a complete lot of companies there. So Vikhroli, from our company office, the vehicle will reach, and there was only one bus in their case. The bus will leave at 7. If you are not able to catch that bus, please reach Lonavala in so-and-so resort on your own. And they were reaching there at least 3 hours before the program had to start, so a person could come in his car. He didn't have the courage. He said, no, sir, people will not be able to reach. And if they're not able to catch the bus, they won't come at all. They won't, because they don't have a system of taking action the way they should. So you find a difference between how military leadership works and how corporate leadership works. That the leaders don't have that, they don't have that courage to say that what I say is what I mean. They're not two different things. It's not that when I say 31st March, it can mean 10th of April. I don't know how many of you have felt, but many times When I did my corporate training programs, I came to a conclusion that, if you gave them an assignment and said it has to finish at 10. And then I said, okay, 10 o'clock, please come. So just 5 minutes more. So 10 minutes more. तो अभी तक हुआ क्यों नहीं? सब बस हो ही रहा है सर. अभी कर देंगे. Okay. In between, in my programs, I would take a video camera quietly and go around and taking videos. Okay. And then I would show them a video that you didn't complete it by 10, but what were you doing? You were not even doing your work. 3 of you went out to smoke. 2 of you went this. You were not doing your work. If I told you to complete by 10 o'clock, you should have been focused there. These are the differences I found, what Army taught me about leadership and what was happening in the corporate world. And many companies.
This was very useful, sir.
So, am I building a relationship between military leadership and corporate leadership? And how many of you have started feeling, please tell me, how many of you have started feeling, if I can be this leader, I'll stand out in the corporate world?
I do, sir.
If I can help you build up this leadership quality by the end of 6 months, please tell me, won't you stand out as a corporate leader? People say, yeah, he's an exceptional leader. And that's what my aim is. I'm going to bring in that confidence in you that when I say 7 a.m., gentlemen, it is 7 a.m. in this company. Let me give you one small little example. I had a film unit come and do shooting in my camp. So when I left the army, I started a camp where I used to do experiential learning. People used to come there, stay there. All these corporate programs that I'm talking about, majority of them, I used to go and do some in their boardrooms also. But majority of them is when they came for 2 to 3 days. So they were spending day and night staying in tents and all that, doing a program there. But one of these programs, there was a film production house. They came to do 1 week's shooting there. And I found that whenever they gave a time, it would be at least 2 hours later that they would start. So one day I told the head of that unit, I said, see, if you could learn just time management, this 7 days shooting could have finished in 5 days. Imagine the cost that you pay to everyone. You pay the cost to the jebwala. You pay the cost to the spot boys. You pay the cost to, you're hiring people. And all the things that you hired for 7 days, actually you needed to hire for 5 days. The 2 days of resort costs that you're going to give me for staying here, that would have been saved because you would have been paying 5 days cost instead of 7 days. He said, sir, problem is that all these people are hired. So I was getting a little perturbed. Why can't they get onto proper discipline? Why can't they do these things on time? I was talking to a cameraman over a very casual conversation. मैंने कहा क्यों ऐसे तुम टाइम पे नहीं आ सकते हो ना बताओ. कहते हैं सर, depends on who the person at the head is. He said, sir, आपने राजकुमार संतोषी का नाम सुना है? मैं कहा हाँ सुना है. बोला सर, जब उनकी फिल्म की शूटिंग होती है ना, तो अमिताभ बच्चन भी टाइम पे आता है और शाहरुख खान भी टाइम पे आता है, बिकॉज वो किसी को लेट एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं करता है. सर ये सब एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. One day I got a chance and somebody offered me a role in a movie, in a BBC documentary movie. And I'm one great explorer in life. यार ये नहीं किया, चलो एक acting करके भी देखते होती क्या. So I agreed for that role. They were hardly paying me any money, but I wanted the experience. And that little money that they offered me, they have not paid me till today. That's another story. Okay, so I was told by the assistant producer, and WhatsApp had just started those days. It was very new. No, sorry, there were SMSs only. So he sent me an SMS to say, you are required to be in Mud Islands. This is the address. And please be there at 7 p.m. I said, okay. So like a true Fauji, I'd calculated my time. I was there at, I think, about 6:45. When I reached there at 6:45 and I went into that resort, I found some carpenters making up a set. Kahin kuch ho raha hai, kahin kuch ho raha hai. So I went, and now I am sending messages to that chap, SMS. I have reached, where are you? But he's nowhere to be seen. So then I contacted somebody. I said, excuse me, is the shooting of that film happening here? He said, yes. I said, यहाँ तो अभी कोई है नहीं. बोल सर आ रहे हैं सर, अभी आ जाएंगे थोड़ी देर. I said, पर मेरे को बोला 7 बजे आना है. बोला सर यहाँ तो ऐसे ही होता है सर, जो 7 बजे बोलते हैं वो 8-9 बजे तक आते हैं. Okay. So then I sat down there. Then I got an SMS from that job. Sir, I've just left. It'll take half an hour for me to reach. So anyway, cutting this long story short, by that time the assistant producer came and he briefed me. It was about 8:30. मेरे को 7 बजे बुला के 8:30 बजे तो उसने दर्शन दिए. फिर उसने मेरे को बताया, सर अभी ना थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, तो ऐसे करते हैं आप डिनर कर लीजिए पहले. तो वो एरिया है, वहाँ डिनर इज बीइंग सर्व्ड. So you have your dinner. And there I met the other cast also and all. So I was socializing with them. And then he says, after dinner we'll start. I said, what time? He said, sir, depends. अब dinner में कभी time लग जाता है. तो जब भी dinner खत्म होगा फिर हम shooting start करेंगे. Then there were 3 cabins there. Red, blue, green. So he said, sir, you go to that green cabin. That's an AC cabin. You relax there. When your turn comes, we'll let you know. So when I went there, there were 3-4 people there. There was one lady. She was more looking like a man, hatta katta, you know, and she was only a woman, but her voice, her actions were all manly. Or, you know, yes, actions also were very manly. So what I came to know that she's a stunt woman, and she comes in all those roles, you know. So then she started telling, "Main Sholay mein thi, maine ye kiya." Or you know, I jumped under that horse went over me, blah, blah, blah. So we're listening to all these stories and all. Dinner ho chuka hai, abhi hum stories sun rahe hain, 10 baj gaye, 11 baj gaye. My turn came at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock they woke me up. So 7 baje mere ko bulaya tha, aur mera scene raat ko 2 baje hua. 2 o'clock then they woke me up and said, sir, abhi hai makeup. मैंने कहा makeup क्या करना है? नहीं, makeup सबका होता है. मैंने कहा करो भाई. फिर makeup शेकअप हुआ, फिर मेरा वो shot हुआ. And it was just about, what came in the film was about maybe half a minute, but it took them about 40 minutes to shoot that. And then at about 4 o'clock, I left for home. This is what happens. It pains me because we have never done these things. And only if in this country people had the type of culture that we have in the army, we could have progressed. I don't know how, where we had the potential of going and where we are. So that is why this program is so focused on building those values. And I am determined to make you classy leaders. You'll be known as a different type of a leader. Be prepared for this journey. There is a lot in store, lots of stories, lot of stuff, lot of interesting things, lot of fun. That's why I made this book gamified. I spent a lot of money on that. To gamify this book, he's charged me quite a lot of money. But I've done it only because I'm going to, and this is the first batch. I'm going to continue with many more batches, depending on how successful this program is, how many testimonials you give me of how you're finding this program. And we'll get more people coming in next time. We won't have to advertise so much. Maybe we'll get more word of mouth. When you do it well, you'll probably tell your colleagues and you'll tell your friends that if you want to be a leader like I am now, go and learn from him. And as we go along, my program will also improve because I would have also gained that much of confidence from you all. So that's the way. That's the journey ahead. I hope you've got clarity on where we are going. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have taken much longer than what we had planned, but the idea was not to leave any stones unturned. I'm still open to questions if anyone has. And in between, if you get some idea, you want to know something, please keep putting it up in the action lab. This action lab is going to be very important. And it is a communication where din ko, raat ko, do baje idea aaya, put it there. So I don't have to worry about whether I'll remember in the morning or not. We may see it in the morning, but nobody stops you from putting a message at night. You will find a lot of my messages because I keep awake till about 1:32. So you will find a lot of my messages coming at 1:32. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much. Looking forward to a very great journey ahead. I'm going to be looking forward to really enjoying this journey with you. And I've got a very clear aim. I want to make each one of you reach that red tape that you will set for yourself. So the whole story is of reaching that red tape that you saw. How you're going to be, it's not a sprint. It is not a 100 meters race. It is a 5,000 meters race. It's going to take time, but you'll be there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you,
sir.
everybody.
Yeah. Have a great day, everyone.
Now,
Bye.
On a scale of 1 to 10, in the chat box, write down how did you like this session. 1 if it was boring and useless, and 10 if it was very useful.
Sir, my chat is not working. It's 10 from my end, sir.
Okay, so Vijay will notice 10. Subbu said 8. Yogesh said 10. Avanish said 10. Okay.
Jyoti.
Subbu, I just want to know from you, what could have made it 10? What was lacking that it was not 10?
No, sir, I think I'm looking forward to the start of the thing, and probably that will.
As far as this session is concerned, this session was to give you clarity. This session was to give you a clear idea. Have I been able to do that or not?
Yes,
Obviously,
yes.
it's a 6-month journey. I've not finished in one day.
Sure, sir. I mean, 8 is almost for me. Probably, I was actually going to do 9. I don't know why I did 8, but
Okay,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. No, the numbers don't matter. As long as what I'm saying is, the idea was that did you get exactly what you wanted? My idea of this session was to prepare you mentally and physically. So you got 1 week to buy your binder, to get your printout, to get those things, work out your schedules, work out how are you going to find time for this? What are your adjustments in your daily routine? So because you're not doing this earlier. So those 8 to 10 hours that you're going to spend every week, where are you going to find them from? What are you going to cut down in your normal routine? All that is going to was the idea of giving you 1 week. So the main program, the first week, so we are calling this week 0. For me, this is session 0. Now next week, it'll be session 1. And then from there, it goes to 24. Incidentally, there could be some time where I have a commitment, you have a commitment. Say I have a commitment and not able to do a course on a Sunday. Maybe there is something where I have to travel or family. Like today, there was a wedding in Delhi, but I skipped it. Supposing I had to go for it. So maybe I say, okay, 11 o'clock, I'm not available. There could be some adjustments. Maybe that day I say, okay, can we do it in the evening? Okay, so all of you will have to see if you can adjust that way. Or we may do it then on a day other than Sunday. Or it's a holiday and everyone says, oh no, not this Sunday. So maybe we skip a Sunday and take it to the next Sunday. So those decisions will be taken as and when we come across. And therefore, the 24 weeks may not end in the end of August. It may end even in September. So we be prepared for that. We will do 24 plus sessions. So 24 is a minimum. If I find that there's still some more area to be covered, so 24 can be 26, 28, whatever.
Sorry.
Okay, we will complete the course and not hurry it up. I'm not interested in rushing it. I'm not interested in, like teachers will do in school. cover the syllabus because exams are on. So do 5 chapters in a day. And say मैंने syllabus cover कर दिया. यार, the student doesn't, आपने थाली में 50 रोटी रख दी कि पूरे हफ्ते की रोटी ये ले लो. But I can't eat them, yeah. So you have to also have time for learning and digestion. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great
Thank you.
day. Be prepared. Next week, come fully prepared, you know, with everything ready. And in between, if you have any problem, you're not understanding something, just keep me informed in the action lab.
Namaste.